What is up, everybody? And welcome to the Xbox Dive, your place for all things Xbox. My name is Jamie, and you all know my co-host, Mr. Chris White.
Hello, James.
How's it going, man? How's your evening? It's been a very, very exciting day.
Oh man, it's been good. I mean, it's E3, man. E3 is video game Christmas, so it's great. We had
It's
EA yesterday, and then Microsoft and Bethesda will be kicking off here in a little while. So yeah, good
hmm
times.
Man, the only bad thing about Bethesda, I gotta work tomorrow. They didn't even start till midnight, man.
Oh
I want
yeah,
to hear about Fallout VR, man.
yeah. I don't
But
know, man. I don't know. I don't know. I
see
mean,
what
maybe a
happens.
no show. We'll see what happens. Yeah.
Yeah, but speaking of E3, um, we are going to do our wonderful reactions to Microsoft's conference. They did a lot of awesome things tonight.
It was good.
Actually, before we hop into the conference talk, I just want to say if you are a fan of Xbox, make sure to go on Facebook and join the Xbox Dive community group. We have a lot of great things going on there, a lot of people talking back and forth, a lot of polls going on. It's pretty much your place, your safe haven, if you will, for all things Xbox. Come and join us. It is awesome. Also, make sure to find us on Twitter at the Xbox Dive. And one other thing to plug: if you have your Xbox One, enjoying it. If you like clubs, we do have the Xbox Dive Club on Xbox One, so find that as well. We play a lot of games on there together: Overwatch, Injustice 2, Gears, and a lot of these awesome games are going to be talked about soon.
Yep.
That are right around the corner.
Excited.
So let's kick the show off with how they kicked off their E3 conference. Um, Pretty much what we expected. Xbox Scorpio. We knew it was here. We
Yeah.
knew we were going to talk about it. Let's kick off the show, hit them with the big guns right out the gate. Um, Now they came out and they told us all the tech specs, which you already knew about from earlier.
hmm
The big reveal here, or well, three big reveals for this. First, they said the name is going to be Xbox One X. Now,
Which,
this is a name that was rumored months
yeah,
ago.
of
People
course.
said no, it's not true, and it was absolutely real.
It
So I
makes
guess
it
the
makes
first thing,
sense. It makes
yeah,
sense.
right. Especially what people have been talking about. Abbreviate it. It spells Xbox,
Yeah.
XBOX. So it's great. I mean, first of all, what do you think of the name? Because I actually really like the name.
So there were some rumors leading up to today's event. Some turned out to be completely bogus. Some turned out to be unfortunately real. But one of them was that, and I think it was Best Buy or something, actually had like a flyer that said Xbox One Scorpio on it. And so there was a rumor going around that Scorpio would actually be the name. And I actually kind of dug that as an idea. I mean, it's very unique. I mean, if you think about the landscape of the games that we've had, they're normally something a little more kind of I don't know, like PlayStation or Dreamcast or these kind of general terms, right? But to name something Scorpio is, I mean, it's almost aggressive, which I
Yeah.
liked. But I absolutely didn't think that was ever going to be the case. They've used Elite before. We talked about this on Life of Gaming a few weeks ago. They used Elite before, so that probably wasn't something they were going to do. I mean, at this point, there wasn't really much they could do in the way, and I think that on our show when we talked about this, I said they could do it like it'd be just like Audi, right? Because Audi's not like the R8 and the whatever, and that's kind of
Mhm.
what they're doing, right? You have your Xbox One, you have the
Yep.
S model, and you have the X model, and at the end of the day, like that's a great way to look at it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Smart.
it's very simple, it's very clean, it's very uniform. Phil Spencer wanted this to be one platform.
hmm
Both of these SKUs and the games that are coming are going to support both, and he said that from the very beginning. So this kind of really kind of supports that they're sticking with that
hmm
mindset. So I'm
Now,
good.
one thing, like I agree. I love the name. I think it's great. Now, what really surprised me, I'm still shocked by this. First, they showed the system, gray, like a dark gray.
Well,
It
it's
looks just like
yeah,
the
it's
S.
like
It's
black on gray.
it's super sharp. I
Yeah,
love the look.
I do
But
too.
the thing that shocked me, it is smaller than
Then
the S.
that's
This is
crazy.
four
Yeah,
times as powerful, I think they said, as the Pro. Like this,
yeah,
the amount of power in this box. It's got liquid cooling in it,
yeah.
and it's smaller than the S.
So
That
small.
blows my mind.
Oh,
I'm like, I expected it to be the same size as the original Xbox One.
yeah, dude. I will tell you, it looks dang good. I
It
mean,
looks so
now the
sharp.
the, the
I
Xbox
love
One
it.
S looked amazing when they announced it, and it was I have my S and I love my S, and it's white, and I was like, oh man, it's white. And as we start getting ready for Scorpio, I'm like, man, they've got to release it white. It's got to be white. PlayStation, they're rocking the black over there, and I'm like, Microsoft kind of sets themselves apart. Let's do white. But dude, as soon as they showed that matte black in kind of black and gray system, I was like, yes, it looks fantastic, absolutely great, and I can't wait. Yeah, it's great.
Now, I will say that I do enjoy white systems just because it looks better within my TV setup. Because I bought a white Wii U, right, white Pro controller and all that for that, and I love the way the One S looks under my TV, like just that white. I love the way it pops. Yeah. So going back to a blackish gray system, I don't think it'll look as nice, but I still think it's gonna look great.
It is, it's sexy, man. Oh, yeah, it looks good.
And with it, they also announced November 7th. Now it's right around my wife's birthday, so I don't know if I'll be getting it right. I'll try to put. I've already got some money.
You should get it for your wife. I mean,
right. Here's a gift for you, honey.
Yeah.
Now, when I was at GameStop earlier today, I was actually picking up a case for my Nintendo Switch. Totally different story. But while I was there, the salesperson there said they were going to start taking pre-orders on the Scorpio at the time. He said the next day, as soon as our store opens, we're going to start taking orders on this Scorpio.
Tomorrow.
He said, I don't know if it's going to be like the Switch where we only have limited pre-orders. He said, if you want to pre-order this, come in as soon as you can tomorrow. So it's going to be a little hard for me because I got to work tomorrow. Maybe I can talk to my wife and just swing by and dropping off some cash.
Well, I will tell you, as soon as this was done, I went to Amazon.com. And Amazon already has a page set up for Xbox One X.
Oh, awesome.
But right now it has the, email me when available thing. No. So there's a good chance that, that it may pop sometime in the middle of the night or something. If Microsoft says tomorrow's going to be the day that you can reserve it, it's feasible to think that they may go ahead and drop it like at midnight, which they've done before. Yep. So since Bethesda is going so late, I'm going to be up anyway. So I'm going to stay up for a little while and see if I can do it that way. But cool. I normally get mine off of Amazon. But yeah, I mean, I'm definitely going to pre-order.
I'm super hyped, and I'm actually going to keep my S. When I got my S, I traded in my original Xbox.
Okay.
But this time I've decided I'm going to keep the S, move it back to our bedroom. Mm-hmm. That way I've got the X on our 4K set. I've got the S on our TV in the bedroom, which is regular 1080p. And my wife uses our Xbox for streaming and things like that. Mm-hmm. So if for some reason she's in the living room watching something, I can either go back in the bedroom or I can play on the computer streaming from the S. So having both systems is going to be really, really nice. Plus, if we ever do live streams, having the S, I can even move it into my computer room, have it here all the time.
Sure, yeah. Super
excited. But, okay, real quick, I guess just to hit on it now, just because we're talking about the X right now, what do you think about the price? Because they ended, it wasn't the very end of the show, but it was like right before the final trailer. They said the price is going to be $499. Now, a lot of people expected $399. I actually expected $450, so it's about $50 more than I expected. What do you think of the price? Do you think it's too high?
Yeah, so I really thought when they pulled away from this and started showing games that this was going to be Phil's mic drop moment. And I even said this on our Facebook group page.
Yeah.
Like I just expected Phil to come out at the end being like, hey, everything you've seen, $399, booyakasha. But it didn't happen. I think $499 is the wrong price. I think that we had this conversation with Josh, who we do Life of Gaming with, and his thing was, all that makes the system up, it's definitely it's definitely worth the price. Like, they can't sell it for less than that, and I get it. Look, I'm not trying to say that I don't think the console is worth $500, because as we just said, as soon as I can get my hands on a pre-order, I will pre-order one, and I will get one when it on launch day. That's not a question for me. But I am I would consider myself a hardcore Xbox fan. The problem with this is that, and I say the problem, the disappointment in this is that Microsoft actually had the kind of the chance to really take some ground in the console war. And I don't like the idea of a console war, and I don't like to perpetuate that. But the reality of it is Sony is dominating the market, and the Switch is doing their own thing, and Switch is gonna it's gonna be great. It's got a lot of legs to it. But Microsoft and Sony are the HD twins. I mean, they are basically trying to do the same thing in the same space. We're gonna talk about this as we talk about the content because it's actually important. But coming at $399 would make it so much more of a realistic option for people on the fence. At $500, those fence people, they're either going to drop down and buy an S at $200, which they just dropped that price down to $199, or they're just gonna stay with what they have, which is fine. Like the Xbox X is a premium console for a premium market. Not everybody has 4K TVs. Not everybody needs that, and so it is that. But if you could tell the fans that they're going to get it at $399, like that would have been a huge huge statement.
Now, I will say, though, getting a console like the S for $200, right? And if you have a 4K TV, it is still a good way to go because you get 4K video streaming, you get HDR and all your content. It plays 4K Blu-rays. The only thing it doesn't do is play true 4K games. It up-reses to 4K, but you don't play true 4K games. So that's really all you're missing out on. So the S is an option, but I do agree. I do think a cheaper price would have been nice, but I'm still going to get the X regardless.
Sure.
But okay, let's hop into games.
Let's do it.
When they showed
the only thing that matters is games.
Right. When they showed, it was first of all, I just want to say the flow of the show was spectacular. Game. World premiere, exclusive. World premiere, exclusive.
What was it? 46? Was it 46 games? 42 games, and 20
games.
And 21 of them with some sort of exclusive content.
Yes, it was insane. Like
it was crazy.
It was. I'm still amazed they got through that many games. And I mean, of course, they have some sizzle reels. They always do that. But to get through that many games in that short a time.
But they only had I think they only had one sizzle reel, man. They only had the ID at Xbox. Everything else, So.
But okay, let's kick things off with the show. They showed first because when you got a new system, you have to have a car game. Forza 7 is coming out in October. And if you play it on the X, it's going to be 4K, 60 frames per second.
Yeah, very nice.
Now, car games always look great. I mean, part of the reason you don't really have to render people, right?
Yeah.
And you don't have to worry about open
hands.
worlds. You don't have to worry about open worlds at all, right?
That's true.
I mean, it's just on a track, and they can make it look super sharp.
Yeah.
Super nice. And, of course, as always, Forza was breathtaking. I mean, it looked fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, I'm more of a Horizon guy. I'm not like racing sim guy, but man, it looked good.
Yeah, so that's what I was going to say. I have absolutely no interest in buying this game. It looked amazing, and for the people out there that love Forza, like this is right up their alley. All three Horizon games I've absolutely loved, and whenever they put a Horizon in 4K on the X next year, I will be all over that.
100%.
But but I mean, and I think Microsoft did a good job. Number one, this showcases definitely the fidelity of what those graphics look like, and we're only watching it now. I watched it on Mixer.
Right.
On my Xbox One S, so it's in 4K.
Right, yeah.
So it looked fantastic. I can only imagine with those giant screens sitting there in the audience how fantastic it looked as well.
And I actually want to go back and rewatch it because my brother-in-law, Matt, if you listen to Life Gaming, you've met Matt. I was over at his place because he had a bunch of friends over, and he only has 1080p set, so we watched on 1080p. So I actually want to go back and rewatch some of those trailers in 4K on my set, see how good they look, because they look good on the 1080p set.
I know, man, they look
I can't imagine how sharp they look.
Looks good.
On
it's
4K
funny
set.
how we're just like, Matt, he only has a 1080p.
Well, you know what I mean. I didn't.
I get what you're. No, it's just funny that we say that now because I'm the same way. It's like so it looked great. But yeah, Forza was great to lead with because you know what it is. It's a certified like hit. I mean, it's going to sell the same amount of units it always sells. It's going to have its fan base behind it. It looks great. It's going to play amazing. Like it is a shoe-in for those people. I will not buy it, but it looks great.
Right, I'm the same way. And part of the reason I even bought I'm getting the next game. Part of the reason I bought Forza Horizon in the first place when I got my S and my 4K set was to show off the 4K set because those games are really,
and that's
really
Australia,
good.
man.
If you're getting a 4K set soon and you have a Scorpio, even if you only have an S, you know, get Forza, either
Yeah.
Horizon or the new Forza because they look gorgeous.
Yeah,
But
and
okay,
well, wait before you do
yep.
that, just because you're pitching that, we'll go ahead and throw
Mhm.
this at the very end of the conference. They announced for free, like the list of games that were going to be getting 4K updates.
Right.
Horizons 3 was one of them,
Mhm.
including Gears of War 4 was one of
Halo
them.
Wars 2. If
Halo
you look at
Wars
the games on the
2.
sides, it
Yeah,
had like Fallout. I'm so excited for
yeah,
Fallout 4 because I never played the Nuka Cola DLC, the final like Nuka Park or whatever, Nuka
yeah,
World, whatever it's called. I
yeah,
still have to go back and play that.
yeah,
If I could play that in 4K, oh
yeah,
my gosh! Because some people, I know a lot of people won't agree, but Fallout 4 is probably one of my favorite games this generation
yeah.
of the like the top three games. 'Cause I put literally hundreds of hours because I put over I put like 80 plus hours into it, and then my character got stuck and glitched out, and I couldn't move forward. I was kind of mad, so I stopped playing for a few months. I went back and I put in over 100 hours again, and I'm still addicted to that game. It's so good.
Nice,
But okay,
nice.
speaking of shooters, actually, the next game they showed off, I think, was this an exclusive? I can't remember.
I think no, I don't think it was exclusive.
But if you've ever played the Metro games, they showed off Metro Exodus. Now, this is a first-person shooter. I believe it's set in Russia. Is that correct?
Yeah,
Like after a
yeah,
nuclear attack,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's based on like a really popular novel series. But the first one was Metro
2033.
2033,
Yep.
and then Metro Last Light. So they've had two of them.
And they were on Xbox 360,
They were.
but they were upgraded to Xbox One. So now
They
you can play them in like an up-res version of
they
Xbox
were,
One.
yeah, and they're great games. It's very much, when you look at shooters, at least for me, there's like two categories of shooters, right? There's like the Call of Duty bro shooters, and then there's stuff that's more like Half-Life or BioShock first-person shooters, right? That are story-driven and kind of world-building type games, and that's the kind of game that Metro is, and
Mhm.
it's a super deep world, like I said, based on a novel series of novels. I think there's actually just two of them, I think,
Mhm.
but yeah, I mean, just world building. That trailer looked phenomenal. Like it looked
Yep. It
so
looks so
good.
good. It actually, I've never played Metro. They've been on sale a lot on Xbox One. I've considered it multiple times because they come
Yeah.
in a two-pack. You get them both in one pack.
Okay.
And I haven't played them, but after watching this trailer, I want to go back and play those games
Yeah,
because they
they're
look
good.
really cool. Like I like the series. I mean, I like the atmosphere and everything. So it looked really cool.
Yeah.
But speaking of atmosphere, the next game they showed off, Assassin's Creed Origins,
Wait a second.
the
Are you sure that's
worst,
what this is?
right,
I haven't heard
the
anything
worst
about
kept
this
secret
before.
on the internet. Now I
Yeah.
will
Oh
say
man.
I'm a big Assassin's Creed fan.
Yeah.
The only one I've never played was Assassin's Creed 3, just because I heard a lot of
It's
bad things about it.
trash. It's a
But
trash game.
now that it was free on Xbox One, I got it through Games with Gold. I'm playing through it. I'm
It's
enjoying it. I'm
trash.
3 sequences in,
I hate
just
you.
becoming Connor.
If I wasn't recording,
I'm
I would
enjoying
hang
it.
up on you.
It's fine. It's not. It's
It's
not.
not.
It's definitely toward the bottom of the barrel for Assassin's Creed games. But with Assassin's Creed Origins, when I heard it was Egypt, I was like, like one of the great things about Assassin's Creed is visiting these different times in history and experiencing this time in history. And when I heard it was Egypt, I'm like, I've never really had interest in like Egyptian culture and like the history and things like that, like because archaeology outside of the Mummy movies.
Yeah. So you mean
um,
the most modern setting of that time? I mean,
right.
nothing else was cultivated in the world except for
Ve-
Egypt, and most technologies and stuff that even things that we do today came from Egyptian culture.
Exactly
But
right.
it's
Right.
just not
Exactly.
important.
But
It's
just,
not. I understand. I
well,
understand. It's
just
fine.
the setting alone just didn't, because I'm thinking you climb a pyramid, like I don't know.
Yeah.
But seeing the trailer for this game, I was like, oh my gosh, this game looks
It looks
amazing.
great.
Like it
Yeah.
looks so good. And it's funny that
Yeah.
one of the games I'm most excited for that came out of the show is a multi-platform
Yeah.
like it's just Assassin's Creed. Like it's not, I know exactly what I'm getting, but the improvements they've made to the game,
Hmm.
like how the eagle goes up in the air and you can look down to like pinpoint enemies and locations and stuff, and oh
Yeah.
my gosh, it looks so good.
Yeah. No. I agree. I mean, this is by the Black Flag Studio.
Yep.
So they've been working on this game since Black Flag. So since Black Flag, you've had Unity, and then you've had
Syndicate.
Syndicate, whatever. Uh,
I love
so
Syndicate. Syndicate was so good.
so that
I
was
really,
2 years, and then they took a third year off.
Yep.
just to pop. So they've been working on this game for 3 years now, and Black Flag was probably one of the better games.
Mhm.
So the only thing I'll say here is I know they're gonna have Animus crap in this game,
Yep.
but I would almost wish that they would just
Drop it.
not. Yeah, it's just like
Every game
it's
has modern day
fine.
stuff. Desmond's
Yeah,
not really in it anymore.
no,
Spoilers,
he died.
don't really want to talk about that. But let's
He
just
died.
say, yeah. So, but I'm still excited for it. I think it's going to be
Yeah, it'll be
great.
fun.
I
It'll be
enjoyed the
it'll be good.
series.
It looks great. I like Assassin's Creed. And I like Egypt.
Mhm. After that, they jumped into a game which I'd never heard of, but the other guys I was hanging out with were pretty excited about this one. They think it's a pretty big deal. Player Unknown Battlegrounds.
Yeah, total
Now,
garbage.
what this is, what I was told, it's been on PC for a while. It is literally the Hunger Games. Each person gets set off on a different point of the map, and you got to try to survive. Whoever survives the longest wins. They say it's a blast to play. They say it's so much fun, and to have console exclusivity on this is actually a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
I guess it's a big game in the PC community, and hearing about it, I'm like, that actually sounds kind of cool. So depending on price and reviews and things like that, I might definitely check this one out.
Yeah, I will never play that game. But look, anything that's coming that's exclusive that we get is great. But look, having games is good. And not every game in this show was for me. Not every game in this show was for Josh Brandt. Okay,
Sure.
so
Right.
that's just the way that it works. So.
Right. Well, talking about games that aren't for me though, the next game they showed, also known as Dwarves in Space, Deep Rock Galactic.
Yeah.
This was one of the games I was like,
Yeah, I
you're
don't know
drilling.
about
It just didn't look
Yeah,
that
no.
exciting. I forget what it said. It said like deep space, and then it said like dwarves and something
Yeah,
else.
yeah. It did look like it had a cool art style to it.
Yep.
I was a little I wasn't really expecting that art style, but yeah, I mean, I this is a game that I have to see. Here's one thing, and I'll say this now. I'll probably mention it at the end too. I get that Phil wanted to come out and show a lot of games, but sometimes if there are games that aren't familiar, just to kind of showcase it, and not really explain what it is almost a detriment. And where the flip side of that is they spent way too much time on a different game, and we'll talk about that when we get there. But anyway, like this is a game that could have maybe done with like a 2-minute demo and actually show why this game even on the stage. Because for me, I was like, it's almost like just Phil was walking down the hall and was like, oh, let's throw this up there too. And I was like, all right, so we'll see. Yeah. Go on. What's next?
Yep. Well, actually, the next game was a pretty big deal. I'm excited about this. This is a game that our good friend Josh Brandt, who I call Mr. PlayStation over on Life Gaming, he was actually really excited for this one. He doesn't even own an Xbox, but that is State of Decay 2.
Yeah, man, State of Decay.
Now, we knew this was coming. It looks amazing. If you've ever played the first State of Decay, it's kind of pretty much Walking Dead the game, right? Yep. And it's not just hunting zombies. You have to work on resources. You have to work with your team. You got to build, settlements pretty much. It's great. It's really, really good. One cool thing about State of Decay, once you die, you're dead. That's it. You have to come back as a new character.
Which is fantastic.
Yeah,
that mechanic is great.
Mm-hmm. Now, one thing that was a little disappointing though, spring 2018.
That's really
so
disappointing.
Probably like next April or something.
Yeah, that's really disappointing. Yeah. Well, yeah. There's. Look, it was a great conference. They showed some great stuff. There was a few things that were really missteps, and that was a huge one because they don't have a lot of exclusive content. So we'll talk about that at the end. All right, what's next?
After that, a game that kind of looked like a third-person Overwatch. The Darwin Project. I don't really know much about it. It was just like an arena shooter kind of thing. Yeah. It looked fine. I mean, it looked fun. Yeah. It kind of reminded me of a mix of Battleborn and Overwatch, just in third person.
Yeah.
It looked fun, but I have to wait and hear more about it.
Yeah, agreed.
Next thing they showed, which I wasn't expecting, this is kind of almost like a pretty big deal. Minecraft. They showed off Minecraft. Now they announced quite a few things for Minecraft. I'll leave the big one for the end. They're getting 4K upgrades. So if you're playing this on X, I keep wanting to call it Scorpio. Playing on X, you're gonna get 4K upgrades. Yep. They're also adding new visuals to what they're calling the super duper graphics pack. And I was surprised. I'm like, this looks really
It looks
pretty.
great. Yeah.
It's Minecraft, but it looks beautiful.
Yeah, it looks really
the
good.
shadows and the textures looks amazing.
Yep.
But the big deal for this This is the first game ever I don't think any other game's done this because Rocket League talked about doing this. It never happened. It will have cross play between consoles and PC.
Yep.
So the Xbox, the PC, and the Switch will be able to play together. Now, on the press release, it did not mention PlayStation.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if that's because it's a Microsoft product and they're only going to promote, Microsoft. I don't know. Maybe PlayStation didn't want to do it. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But just the fact that this is the first game ever where different consoles can talk to each other.
Yeah.
The Switch, the Xbox, and the PC can
Yeah.
all play together. That's insane.
Yeah, you missed mobile as well, which
mobile too.
is
Right,
huge.
mobile too.
So I mean, literally, I could be on my iPad playing, with the kids on the Switch. Like that's crazy, and super super cool. And yeah, I'm all for this. Yeah,
It looks great.
it does.
It looks so good.
Look, and look, a lot of people, even in the dive, group, people were like, enough Minecraft. Listen, Minecraft is month over month one of the best-selling games consistently. It's made a ton of money. There's so many people that play it. There's online communities built around it, YouTube channels built around it. Like, they have to service that, and I think they did an excellent job.
Now, I'm pretty sure Microsoft has made their money back.
Oh, yeah.
Buying Mojang. They bought Mojang, right?
They did, yeah, for like, I want to say like $1 billion or something. Yeah, it was a crazy number. So
yeah, and actually one thing we did at the party that was at today before the show started, we were playing a little bit of Minecraft. I played Minecraft in a long time, but with Minecraft, it's interesting because it's a game where I enjoy it. It's fine, but it's not a game I play by myself. I only ever play Minecraft in groups because it's more fun that way.
Yeah.
Building forts and tunneling down and mining and crafting.
Yeah.
But the next game they showed, I don't really care about because I don't really care about the series. Dragon Ball Z.
Oh my gosh! It looked amazing.
4K. It comes out early 2018. I like my friends in high school. They're always big Dragon Ball fans. I know Jacob Rush, our friend Jacob Rush, is a huge Dragon Ball Z fan.
Oh man,
what do you think about Dragon Ball Z?
So I'm a huge DBZ fan, and I think I may have wrote the name down wrong. I think it was actually called Dragon Fighter Z. I think is what the actual name of the game was. I'm not positive about that, but here's what I like. Dragon Ball is known for its over the top, exaggerated anime style, and every game that I've seen to date has just felt very robotic in kind of the movements and stuff. But what they've done here is this is a 2D game, which the last the last few games that they've done, I'm pretty sure have been like 3D fighters, and this is like going back to 2D. It kind of gave me the vibe of Street Fighter when Street Fighter relaunched with Street Fighter 5, or actually even 4. How they kind of really kind of did up the art style, and this looks like you're playing the cartoon, man. It looked amazing.
Yeah, it did look just like the cartoon.
Oh man, it looks so good. So yeah, and I mean they had Gold Frieza there, which is a newer of the characters, and they had the mainstay. So I mean they had Vegeta and Goku, Super Saiyan. I don't know how deep they'll go as far as if they'll go to like Super Saiyan God or what levels of Saiyan they'll reach, but just the fact that they had the characters there, they looked fantastic. So this is a game that I've been playing Injustice, and so kind of got me kind of got me back to enjoying.
Injustice 2 is actually another game that was mentioned on that 4K upgrade list.
Yeah, that's good.
I think about it.
So just to say, if anything, I just hope they have a story mode like Injustice in Dragon Ball, because I'm not a huge fighting game fan, but I love being able to do the mechanic to take me through like a really cool story. So
I agree.
Yeah. But anyway,
every good fighting game should have a story mode.
Yeah, it looked great though.
Yep. Actually, one thing I want to give a shout out real quick. Andrew Swan in our Xbox Dive group.
Yeah,
he was posting each one of these games in our group. It was awesome.
Yeah,
saying,
he was
how do you
great.
feel about this? How do you feel about that? So thank you, man. That is awesome. Thank you for being active in the community.
Yes, sir.
And we also have a poll going on the Xbox Dive page right now. Say, what did you think at the conference? Rate 1 to 5, 5 being best. Right now, I believe we had we just posted. I think we had 8 at 5 and 4 at 4, and we haven't had anything else on that. But
mostly
so
positive. That's good.
We're just kind of curious. So it's all high, which is great.
Which is
No
good.
one's been really disappointed yet,
Nope.
which is good. Just to hit a couple ones quick here. Black Desert was an MMO RPG. It's gonna be an Xbox One launch exclusive.
Yeah,
They
we've never seen an MMO work on a console space, so it'll
right.
be interesting to see how they do with this. So
hmm The next one was pretty cool. It was kind of like an 8-bit style, but also really pretty 3D. The Last Night.
oh my gosh,
That's an Xbox One launch exclusive as well. It looked really
it
cool,
looked
really pretty.
amazing. I know nothing about that game. I don't even know the developers behind it. Just in what we saw, but they were jumping. The guy was jumping on like flying cars, and dude, yes, all day long.
Looked really. Now that was that the one
So,
with the guy with the guitar?
no.
Which one was that one?
Keep going. I'll tell you when we get there. I
Okay.
forget.
Okay. The Artful Escape.
That
Was it that one?
I think it's that one.
Okay,
Yeah.
I must get Last Night and Artful Escape mixed up because
Yeah.
that was the one where the guy was jamming. Like I don't know if it's
Yeah.
gonna be a music game. They didn't really
It was
explain
pretty
it very
funny
well, but
though. It was pretty funny.
looked
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, if you're a fan
Uh oh.
of the Dark Souls series, because I know Josh Brandt on Life Gaming with us is, I know there's a lot of fans of Dark Souls. I've tried. Like I played Dark Souls 2, got not super far, maybe a quarter of the way to halfway, somewhere in between there. It's fine. But if you are a fan of that, they announced Code Vein, which is from some of the creators of the Dark Souls series,
Yeah.
and that's coming out in 2018. So that's going to be multi-platform. Now I'm not a big Dark Souls fan, so that doesn't really hype me up. I know some people are super excited about that, which is great because a lot of people didn't think Dark Souls or Bloodborne or any of those games are going to keep getting made because the creator said he was done. But
Yeah.
glad to see there's more on the way.
Yep.
Next game on the list, one we've known about for a while. Now, this one was actually really interesting because I played the alpha for this game, and that was Sea of Thieves.
Mm.
Now, this is coming out in 2018. We don't really know when, 2018. And playing the alpha, I enjoyed it, right? And I'm like, it's fine. But now that I saw the trailer, I was blown away. Like, this game has caught my interest all over again.
Yeah.
Like, the stuff they were showing was amazing. Just the
Yeah.
stuff you can do with teams, how you can shoot each other out of cannons, get on ships. They were diving deep underwater to find treasure. Like, it was, and sharks were attacking people. Like, it looked so good. And it was great. I'm really excited for that. That's going to be a fantastic game.
Yeah, my problem with this game is I really don't do underwater games really well, and
You stay on the ship, you guard the ship.
that's probably if we do it, it's probably gonna be like I need help. It's like I really can't come in, guys. I'm so sorry. I'll take the boat to shore. It looks fantastic. I think it definitely is unique in what it's trying to do, and so I'm on board. I love Rare. So there's a couple things they need to do right with this. To be completely honest with you, this game should be free to play. If they dropped this as a Microsoft exclusive free to play where you can buy like where you can buy like upgrades to your ship or crap like that could be super cool. But yeah, I mean, they still didn't do the one thing that I needed them to do, which is show me. I don't always have people to play with. And
right.
So
and that is one problem. You have to have a 4-man team to play this. You have to.
Yeah.
You can't play it otherwise. There's just because the way. Well, I think because of the alpha, I'm not supposed to talk about certain things, but you have to have a four-person team.
Yeah. So that would be fine if they get like I'm at least looking for something to do. Like, at least let me build out my hideout or go ransack like a local village and get something, even if I can't go on grand sprawling adventures without a crew,
Sure.
like
right.
something. But if there's nothing to do without having a crew, like I just don't know, especially if I have to pay $60 for that experience.
Right.
I just don't know. Like if we take it back to something like Destiny, which I like Destiny to a certain degree, but Destiny, I didn't have to meet up with anybody. I could jump in my ship, go down to a planet and shoot some stuff, get some loot, whatever, even though it was a lot more fun,
Right.
So
right.
anyway,
Yep.
So we'll
I'm
see.
still, like I said, for me, it pretty much rejuvenated the excitement for that game. Watch that trailer.
Yeah.
It looks really good. Next, they talked about a game called Tacoma. They didn't show much about it, but what we know is it's from the creators of Gone Home. So it's pretty much from what many have called it, Gone Home in space. If you like the first game, definitely keep an eye out on that one, and that will be an Xbox One launch exclusive.
Yeah, I'm totally in for Tacoma.
Yep. The next game on the list. Now this one, we saw this happen. Everybody on the couch where I was at was like, "It's Conquer," because you saw something run by, there was an orange tail.
Dude.
Saw something run by again, there was an orange tail. You're like, "Oh my gosh, they're bringing Conquer back."
Yeah,
we
that
all
was
got so
such
excited.
a troll. Such a troll.
and it was Super Lucky's Tale. Now that is coming out November 7th, the same day as the
Same
X.
days,
Now,
yes.
the interesting thing with this game that I'd mentioned, because everyone's like, what is this? I've never heard of this. This was actually a VR title. Lucky's Tale is a VR title. This is Super Lucky's Tale. Now, if you remember when they first talked about the X, Scorpio, last E3, they said VR was coming. And we've heard nothing about VR yet.
Yeah.
Do you think this was a hint that VR games are coming? Because Lucky's Tale was VR. Now, this is Super Lucky's Tale, so it's kind of like a reboot or remaster or whatever.
Yeah.
Do you think VR is coming?
So I don't know. I will say what I thought from the very beginning was that, and I've said this multiple times. I think that the Scorpio is going to be built to use whatever they want to plug up to it. Which means if you have an Oculus Rift, you can use that, so on and so forth. They didn't talk about that at all, so I don't know where that's leaning. Phil really said they were going to not talk about VR. This may either be just a company who started the project for VR on the Xbox, and then was like, yeah, we're not doing VR, sorry, and they just decided to finish the development, anyways, or it's a game that may possibly get patched later, so maybe they release it and Microsoft's just not ready to jump into VR yet, but when they are, it'll be ready to go VR. So
Sure.
I tend to feel like it's the former. I tend to feel like they were working on this game. They were like, hey, we need to have, we'll have there at E3. It'll have, virtual reality. And I think at some point Phil was just like, we need to pull the plug on virtual reality right now.
Sure.
And so I think that they probably
Focus
just
on
went
other
through.
things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they already have the game running and everything. So that's my take.
Sure. And I'm excited for VR. I mean, it all comes down to price. How much it's going to cost me, because there are a lot of VR games I'd really like to play. Like that Star Wars VR game looked great. The Batman VR game looked great. They had Wilson's Heart, the game from Twisted Pixel.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
There's so many really awesome VR games out there. I'd love to get I would say my hands on, but get my eyes on.
Your eyeballs on.
That look great, but it's all going to come down to cost of VR.
Sure.
So I mean, if I'm spending $500 on a system, another $200 or $300 in VR, it's going to happen anytime soon. The next game on the list, talking about things not happening very soon, we've seen this game many, many times at E3 for many, many years, Cuphead. They didn't show much of a trailer, but we now have a release date, September 29th. I am so hyped. I know you don't really care for this game, Chris.
They didn't put
I'm excited.
They didn't put a year. Awesome. So what you don't know is it's September 29th, 2019.
Oh my gosh.
You heard it here first.
I've been excited for Cuphead from the moment I saw it. Like, the art style looks great. The combat is right up my alley. Chris, I know you don't want to play it, but I'm telling you, me and you, we got to co-op it. It's going to be so much fun.
It looks
awesome.
Great. I love the visual style. I just don't know if I'm going to enjoy. But yeah, I mean, as long as you carry me, I'll sit back in the back and shoot flowers and stuff while you're bouncing around. That's fine.
Looks awesome.
It does look
Talk
good.
about art style taking a different direction. Next, they showed Crackdown 3. It is coming out the day of the X launch, November 7th. And it kicked off with Terry Crews. The style of this game with Terry Crews was hilarious. I'm like, he was the perfect pitch man for this game. I mean, he's great in Brooklyn Nine-Nine, but he took more of his
Old Spice
commercial guy. But it was great. It looked like a lot of fun. Now, the animation style, I can't remember because it's been a while since I played Crackdown, but it always had that cel-shaded black outline look, right?
Yeah, it did. Yeah, like a comic book
last time
kind
I saw
of.
it.
Yeah, I mean, this definitely looks over exaggerated. The original games had the thick lines so that it looked cel-shaded, but it was much more realistic. This looks almost like a Funko, Pop World, which I'm totally down with. That's fine. I will say that the Terry Crews thing was great. I mean, he's funny, but I would have much rather that character been in-game engine the whole time.
Oh, sure. Now, I was kind of confused by the end of the trailer. Is he voiced in the game, or was he just promoted at the beginning?
No, see,
I thought he was voiced in the game.
That's what I think he is, yeah. So I think he is voicing a character, and then I think that they just wanted to, I guess, show him. But I would have rather just the whole thing been done like mocap, and it been his character in that art style. So then when he jumps off, then it just goes seamlessly into game. That I would have preferred that as a presentation trope. But no, look, Crackdown looks fantastic.
Looks amazing.
It looks so good.
Co-op and multiplayer looks so good. It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
I'm super excited.
Yeah.
I can't imagine how good that's gonna run and look on the X. It's gonna be great.
Man, it's gonna be good.
After that, they did their sizzle reel of ID at Xbox games. Nothing that really stood out. I mean, it's all great. I mean,
it's all good stuff,
nothing major to stand out. If you want to check it out, go to Xbox's YouTube page.
Yeah.
I know they're going to have the sizzle reel will be on there. A lot of really good games.
They showed like 15 games. Like there were a bunch of games.
Right. It was we don't really have much to say because it was just like brief snippets of each one.
Yeah.
So after that, they showed off Ashen, an Xbox One exclusive. It looked okay. Like, I didn't really have too much to write home on about that one.
Sure.
Now, the next game I'm really excited for, Life is Strange, is coming.
Yep.
It's not a sequel, it's a prequel.
Prequel, yeah.
You didn't write down the name. I can't remember.
No,
Life
sorry.
is Strange.
Yeah, I don't remember what it's called.
But you're following Chloe and her relationship with Rachel. So everything. Oh, it's called Before the Storm. It's Life is Strange Before the Storm. It looks good. I mean, the first game was great. Still by Don't Nod. Super excited. I'm gonna love it. It's gonna be a fun game. If you like the first Life is Strange, you're getting more of the same.
Yep, agreed.
After that, now, in my opinion, this ran a little too long. I'm not a huge Lord of the Rings fan. That's probably why. I mean, it's fine. But it's coming out October 10th, finally, after being delayed. They showed off a whole bunch of gameplay for Lord of the Rings Shadow of War. Now, they show off a new Nemesis system. What did you think of this game? Because I never really played the first one. Like I said, not being a big Lord of the Rings fan. What do you think about Shadow?
Yeah, I mean, the first game was amazing, but it was highlighted by the Nemesis system, right? And so they're upgrading to the Nemesis system, which is cool, where you can actually include armies with it. So you can choose like armies and stuff to go to battle with you, and then they're including the idea or the ability to take down fortresses, which is new. So all that's good. The game looks amazing. The story in the first game was great. You're playing, same character. It looks really, really cool. I mean, there's really not much to say about this. It's kind of like Batman Arkham games meets Lord of the Rings. So I mean, if that sounds like something you'd like to play, this is the kind of game for you. I agree. The demo was incredibly too long and was really, in my opinion, the only part of the conference that just sagged, and that was a little disappointing. But the game itself, I think, is going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
So
now, I will say though, after seeing all those 4K games, how sharp and clean everything looked, Shadows looked a little dated graphically. I mean, maybe that was just me, but I just noticed like the textures didn't look as sharp.
Yeah.
But that was, once again, I've never played the old games. I'm assuming the game is going to be awesome, but it's just never been for me.
Yeah.
Next game they showed off was actually a big surprise. Some people are calling this the boom moment.
Oh man, it was good.
They have Ori it's not Ori and the Blind Forest 2, but it's Ori and the Will of the Wisps. It's a sequel to Ori and the Blind Forest.
Oh my gosh.
And it looks
great.
Gorgeous.
It looks so good. Ori is so good.
Right, and it pretty much it's more of what you loved about the first game. This first game is like 9 to 10 across the board.
Yep.
If you haven't played it, they always have sales on Ori and the Blind Forest and Xbox One all the time. So pick it up. I think it's what, $20 full price?
Yeah, I think it was $19.99. Yeah, but I mean, I think like right now, maybe I don't buy physicals. I don't know anymore.
I don't know. I buy digital mostly.
I think right now it's actually $10. If you're listening to this, go to Xbox and you can buy $10. It's worth
so good. It's worth every penny.
Yep.
Now it is a little challenging if not in 2D side-scrolling platformers. Pretty much what it is. Like I said, 2D side scroller, all hand drawn animation, looks very beautiful. Great game.
Great game.
Xbox with their backwards compatibility. People were really excited about that. That was before.
The boom.
Now we're getting original Xbox games. So original Xbox backwards compatibility is amazing. The first game we're getting is Crimson Skies.
Boom. Now that is your boom moment. Josh, if you're listening, ain't no freaking Ori 2. Ori 2 is great. Crimson Skies on the Xbox One X, that was your boom moment. That was fantastic. Crimson Skies is one of the most beloved Xbox franchises of all time. And the fact that we're going to get that, Absolutely. This was Phil's moment to come out and say, "Listen, the guys upstairs won't let me give you the console at the price I want to give it to you, but what I can do is I can give you Xbox original Xbox games," and that's what he did. So he they were very coy to not say what. It was very much he very much pointed out like select Xbox games. I don't think this is going to be nowhere near as wide of a library as the Xbox 360.
He said over 300 titles for Xbox.
Yeah, for Xbox 360. But the architecture is so different, and there wasn't that online platform, that online infrastructure built into the Xbox One. So I think they're going to be very few and far between. But even if we get a good 10, 15, 20 great Xbox games, we got to see KOTOR, and
honestly,
so.
I expected all Xbox One games or original Xbox games to be like Voodoo Vince or like Phantom Dust remasters of Xbox One games. I didn't expect them to use actual original Xbox games.
Yeah. I'm still not sure because he didn't talk about them being priced in any specific way. So I'm still not sure that this isn't part of the Game Pass. I can see them come out in a couple, in 3 months and be like, hey, remember we told you Xbox games are coming? They're free to everybody on Game Pass. If you're a Game Pass member, you have access to the whole Xbox library because
Phantom Dust was free.
It'd be kind of cool. Yeah. So I mean, it could be
kind of,
dude. If they drop all those games just for absolutely free, like Phantom Dust, that would be amazing.
Yes. But now, last game of the show, they showed off last night at EA's conference. Said we're going to learn more about it at Microsoft, and that game is from BioWare.
It was Iron Man.
It's called Anthem.
Oh, right? my bad. Anthem.
Right.
That's
Anthem.
Right.
Now, I will say the funny thing is watching this trailer, and people are going to think I'm crazy, but I actually enjoyed this game. If you remember a little game called Dark Void, it was on Xbox 360, where it was like Uncharted meets Jetpacks.
Yeah.
Right? And when the way you fly in that game and shoot in that game, 100% like just clicked in my head, this is Dark Void. And I actually really love Dark Void. I remember Dark Void came out at a time when Uncharted, was it 2 or 3? One of the Uncharted games came out like exact same time, exact same voice actor for both, Nolan North for both, right?
Yeah.
And so people all fled to Uncharted. And Dark Void was like a hidden gem, I felt. Like it's a good game, but it was people overlooked it. And now this game kind of reminds, just the way the jetpack looks, the way the shooting looks, remind me. Now it's gonna be way better than Dark Void.
Yeah.
No question about that. But just to me, I thought it was funny. It reminded me of that.
Yeah. People are saying it looks a lot like Iron Man the way he flies. It actually, to me, it looked a lot more like the guys from Chronicle. The movie.
Yeah,
It looked very much like that. So let me say this. This is BioWare. This is the BioWare team that brought us Mass Effect. So if you're not keeping tabs at home, BioWare and I always get their names mixed up. BioWare Austin, is that the team that does? So let's not say that because I'm gonna have to look it up. But the BioWare team that did Mass Effect 1, Mass Effect 2, Mass Effect 3, they moved to this project. And then the BioWare team, which I want to say BioWare Edmonton maybe, but a new BioWare team stepped in to do Andromeda. And we know how Andromeda is doing, which is not great. So people out there that are fans of the Mass Effect series, like this is the team that you're a fan of. And they're making a brand new Destiny-esque game that looks amazing. It looked so good with tricked out Iron Man suits that you get to kind of customize and go out on these raids and stuff. Like absolutely, this game looks so good. And I will say this: I almost pre-ordered Destiny about a week and a half ago. But I wanted to wait till E3 just to see if there was anything similar to it that's going to come out in the fall. Because look, I have very limited time, so if I'm going to dedicate myself to something like like this, I need to make sure that I'm in the right place. This game is not until 2018, so I don't have to worry about that right now, but this is a game that I could see myself playing for a long time, so
it's gonna be great. And that was pretty much Microsoft's show, and really going through it,
45 minutes of pretty much Microsoft show,
right?
Sorry,
but it was just a great show. It was game after game after game. The flow of the show is fantastic. I mean, outside of the small little hiccup where we both kind of agreed Lord of the Rings was a little too long.
Yeah.
It was a great show. It was fantastic. I mean, I guess on a scale of 1 to 5, like I said on the dive group, where you guys can also respond, what do you think of the show? Where should the show fall?
So I gave it a 4, and there's really just kind of a couple of specific reasons. The biggest reason is that if you are not an Xbox fan, this show was not for you, as evident by Josh Brandt's babbling. The
He's
problem.
not the only one though. We've had
No, he's not. He's not. We just talk to him a lot. So here's the problem. And I don't know what the root of this problem is yet. But there is not exclusive content on this machine. Now they announced 21 exclusives. And outside of the games that Microsoft are actually making, everything else is a timed exclusive. So here's the issue. The issue is, unless you are 100% into 4K gaming, or unless you are 100% have to play Crackdown this year, there is nothing else. Sea of Thieves, gone. State of Decay 2, gone. Ori 2, did they give a date for that?
No.
Probably not this year. Gone.
It might be. I can see that game coming out around Christmas.
Maybe. Mass Effect Destiny, what is it called? Anthem, gone.
Next year.
Right? And guess what? PlayStation 4. So
right, we still have to see their show, so we don't really know what's going to happen yet.
I'm a big look. Nintendo has more exclusive games on their platform this year than Microsoft.
Right.
And this is their first year at market. Not even a full year. Like, that is that's a problem. Sure. Now, I don't know if the root is that Microsoft just doesn't care about it anymore, and they're just facilitating multi-platform games, which is what it feels like. And for me, as an Xbox gamer, that's great. I love the ecosystem. I love the controller. I'm going to keep buying my games there. I will never own a PlayStation. That's all fine. But if you want to convince people to buy your platform, and there's no other reason other than now having to pay $500 for 4K, it's not good. It's not good. The message was not good. There is not enough content in 2017 for Microsoft. Now, I will say this. I'm glad that they came out and they were pretty much upfront about it. This is the one thing I feel like Sony does really bad, is that they'll show you stuff and they'll talk about it like it's soon, and never really kind of and they'll never. I feel like almost not everything, but almost everything that they showed had some sort of date, even if it was late 2018 or 2018, but there was at least a date, so you know what to expect, which I thought was good. But there is not enough content this year, and that's not good.
Right. Yeah. And honestly, originally coming off the high of the conference itself, obviously it's 500%, but now I kind of come back down from that. I agree. I would say 4.
Yeah.
Maybe 4. Well, can't roll you half points. I'd say 4.5, but I'll say 4.
Yeah.
Just for the same reasons. Yeah. Like, everything they showed was great. I'm super excited. But the funny thing is, the thing I remember most about the show, for me, outside of how great Xbox One X looks, was Assassin's Creed. How surprised I was by how great Assassin's Creed looks.
Yeah.
But the other ones I was excited for were Sea of Thieves and State of Decay 2. Those games both, and Ori. So I mean, there were a lot of exclusive games in there I'm excited for.
Sure.
They're 2018.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
The only game I'm super excited for this year that I saw at that show was probably Assassin's Creed. But that's because I love the series. I know what I'm getting. The setting looks great. So I agree. The overall conference was fantastic. They didn't miss a beat. It was just, they gave us what we wanted. In a way, because we wanted games. They gave us games. But you're right. There was nothing there that said only on Xbox. You could only get this here on Xbox.
Yeah.
Because Halo, Gears, they had Forza. Forza is a big deal.
It is.
Forza
and
Crackdown are big deals this year.
Sure.
If you want Forza and Crackdown, the only place to get them is Xbox.
Sure.
But that's it. Everything else was multi-console or it was next year.
Sure. But Forza has its audience. I don't even count Forza, because if you play Forza, you already have an Xbox, because you're going to play it every year anyways. Sure. We're looking at Sony, right? Sony has already had Horizon Zero Dawn. They're going to have a brand new Uncharted DLC that's out this year. They're going more
God
than
of War.
likely. God of War is going to drop this year. That's huge.
Yep. Yeah. Because they had posters all over the place in LA right now.
Nintendo first year. Nintendo
Mario
has
Odyssey,
Mario
Splatoon
Odyssey.
2,
No, they have Zelda already. They already have Zelda this year. But yeah, you're coming up. You have Mario. You have probably Xenoblade Chronicles 2. You have.
The more I think about it, the more I'm thinking it's going to get pushed.
Nope, December. That's going to be your December game.
They say December, but the last game got pushed, and Xenoblade Chronicles X got pushed. So
even still, possible. We were told the Fire Emblem game, the Fire Emblem Hero game that's coming this year. And you come to Xbox, and what do you have? You have Forza, if you like racing.
Yep.
And you have Crackdown.
Yep.
That's
Everything
it.
else 2018.
Like, that's not good, man. So the show overall, great. What they showed was great. The pace was
all
good.
All the games are great.
Yeah, everything looked great. Yeah. It just the overall outlook for Microsoft in 2017 is not great. And adding an extra $100 to the cost of their new hardware, not good.
Yeah, it's a little bit pricey on the pricey side, but I'm still gonna. I mean, honestly, we're both still gonna get one.
Sure.
And every Xbox fan I know
will
is gonna get one.
Yeah, of course.
That actually kind of worries me because I'm thinking, I hope I get my pre-order in, because if I don't, because you know what I mean? Because even though it's so high, I was like, why are they pricing it so high? But if they do a limited release on this, like a limited pre-order, who knows? Still gonna try to get one though. But okay, guys. That is it.
That's it.
What did you think of Microsoft's E3 conference for the Xbox? Let us know down in the comments, but also let us know on our Facebook group, because that's where we're talking to people. That's where we're all having a good Xbox time. So if you want to come talk Xbox, talk about Master Chief, we want to talk about Forza, you want to talk about Sea of Thieves. If you're looking for a group to play with in Sea of Thieves, or State of Decay, or whatever you want to play, get on our group, because we've got a lot of really awesome people. Like Andrew Swan mentioned earlier, we've got a lot of awesome people on our group, so come check it out. Don't forget to join the Xbox One club, the Xbox One Dive Club. So go find Xbox Dive, find us there, and also follow us on Twitter at the Xbox Dive. So until next time, guys, we hope you enjoyed this little wrap-up. We thought it was going to be a lot shorter than this, but there was just too much to talk about, guys.
So many games.
Too much to talk about. But until next time, guys, we are out.
Bye.
Hey guys, we hope you really enjoyed this contest from Xbox Dive. If you like what you saw, make sure to comment and subscribe down below. You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Till next time, guys, we're out.